When last we left off, uh, you all were having defeated the orc hunting party that had come upon your camp in the middle of the night. Some of them ran away, shouting as they went that they would come back with the rest of the tribe. By the way, if I cut out or you can't hear me, please interrupt me to tell me that. Fearing this retribution, although they slew the Eye of Groomsh, that the orcs that tried to get away, one of the more important orcs, tried to get away, the party did not want to tangle with the entire orc tribe, or whatever that means. So, quickly breaking down camp, you all ran off into the night, traveling further northeast toward your goal, Taurine. You hope. The desert at night you is a dangerous place, but you pushed yourselves. You made another camp, but it seemed the I'm kind of skipping over some time here. There was a day of travel. And gotten through with some difficulty. But you made another camp. By a stream that winds through this desert landscape. Cold, it was kind of starting to freeze over that night, and there was evidence as you traveled of orcs and wolves following you, seemingly tracking your movements across the deserted landscape. And it came to a head that night at the camp when a couple members of the party kind of slipped away from camp using magic cast by your druid. Hiding fairly successfully, but finding that some orc scouting parties, more hunting parties, were searching for your tracks and were circling ever closer on your trail. Deciding to give them the slip, you broke down camp and traveled on into the night, pushing yourselves. Over the course of all of this travel, several of you have taken a level of exhaustion because of the grueling lack of rest and pace set over this fairly rough and untamed terrain. And we are picking up. As we pick up, everyone with the kind of sleepy face has a level of exhaustion. Unfortunately, I rolled for you, Krim, and you did take a level of exhaustion as the course of this running. Sorry about that. There are several levels of exhaustion. I think there are 6. If you get to 6, you die. Each level applies a further detriment to your character. You have 1 level of exhaustion. Krim, Bella, Akiri, and Bref. And that means you have disadvantage on ability checks. So not saves, but ability checks includes like skill checks. And things of that nature. As you pushed on into the night, where we are picking up, well, it's dangerous going. I didn't really give you the opportunity to make traveling skill checks because, really, you are moving at a fast pace at night in the Wildlands in a deserted area. Anything that wants to come after you probably can. And that is what happened. As Aquitus rolled a natural 20 to spot a flying, smoky hound with glowing green eyes swooping in toward the back of your train. You were traveling on this map from left to right. I guess I could put a compass on, but essentially the orientation of this map is that you were traveling from left to right, and the right-hand side of the map is northeast, as best as you can tell. This hound was swooping in, and we rolled initiative. All except for Krim. So, Krim, if you could select your character and roll initiative. Yes.
I forget the 8 in the 8 in the wing. Those are wings next to the wolf. That's saying how high up he is. Is that right?
Yes. That means 8 squares up, which translates to 40 feet. So the Yeth Hound, as Aquitus knows its name but not much else about it, seems to have picked up your trail and is pursuing you, is actually flying higher than this stone bridge which arcs over the terrain. You are now in an area where there are these great piles of stones. Great piles of stones that loom all around in the moonlight. Fortunately, there is a fairly bright moon. That will give you the general layout of things and will possibly help you keep those of you who can't see in the dark from tripping over your own feet to a certain degree. But it will not totally illuminate this shadowy hound enough to make it easy to target. You guys are traveling without much light because you're trying to flee the orc tribe.
By the way, you cut out while you were talking to me, so do I just roll initiative?
Yes, select your character and roll initiative.
At disadvantage though, because sleepy.
Yes, you have to roll twice and take the lower result. That's right, I forgot that. Brutal. Ooh.
Welcome to the bottom of initiative.
What's your bonus, Bella?
Well, let me check that.
I think it's +1. That's Haley, sorry.
I'm +3.
Same thing, Jeremy.
Okay, perfect. Alexis, start thinking about Cordy's turn, and I can answer any questions you may have, but I just realized I was looking at my over the stats of the Yeth Hound over dinner, and thus my book is downstairs. So I will be right back. I have to go and get the monster book.
How dare you?
BRB. Talk amongst yourselves.
So we're all level 20 now, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's make it a little fair. Let's be like level 18.
Sure, I was
like
thinking
right on the cusp of
I was
19.
thinking 15, but yeah, okay.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we don't want to like overshoot.
I have
Right.
4. Something to make it fun.
Did you guys
Still want it to be a challenge when the Jurassic shows up.
So, did you guys face a dragon last week? I thought I saw something about that in Discord chat.
Oh!
Okay, so
Yeah, that's right.
Cordy. Aquitus just shouted something out You look over your shoulder, you see this enormous, this horse-sized, smoky devil dog with glowing eyes, bearing down on Mavra, swooping low. Perhaps you're not sure whether it's going to go over or under the stone bridge, which lies right there, by the way. What do you want to do?
Alright, well, it's a pretty chilly desert. I'm pretty sure this puppy needs to chill out, so I'm gonna chill touch him. Natural 20.
Amazing.
Hell yes.
You are gonna pet the shit out of that dog.
That's my goal every
Petted
day.
dog.
All right. Is the music too loud or is it good?
Oh,
A little loud? Okay, better? Alright.
I think.
Okay, so Cordy, you got a natural 20 just now, didn't you?
Yep.
Amazing. You haven't sent me a theme song yet, have you?
No, I have to think about it. My character is such a weird character. I feel like I need a weird song.
We'll imagine it, but awesome. So you are going to, you're going to pet the puppy. No doubt about it. So that deals 5 necrotic damage.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The thing.
Did that add in her crit?
Yeah, I rolled it twice, but she rolled a 1 on one of the damage rolls. Strikes it. The skeletal ghostly hand strikes it right between the eyes. And there's this dark energy that is released. What is the range of your dark vision?
60 feet. It's 60 feet. You see dim light within 60 feet of you as bright light. And I guess 60 feet. And then it says you see darkness. You see it as if it were dim light. That's what it says.
What is it? Okay. What does it say about low light? Within 60 feet, you see it as bright light.
Yeah, so dim light within 60 feet is bright light, and then I guess it goes beyond. I'm gonna try to send it.
That's don't worry about it. Technically, okay. Can you move your character 5 feet closer to the hound? Thank you. So now you are within 60 feet of it.
Okay.
If we don't worry too much about the hypotenuse, you are within 60 feet of it, and it's a little bit outlined against the stars or the moon, perhaps, so you can see it. Otherwise, you would have had disadvantage. Okay. So, is that the end of your turn, Cordy, or do you want to use the rest of your move or anything?
Yeah. And that will be my turn.
Sounds good. Okay, you guys are going to have to remeasure some things. Because I had a setting wrong. Okay. Alright. Cordy's turn is over. In response to getting struck between the eyes by this dark energy, this gigantic hound lets out a pained bellow. But now, its demeanor changes a little bit. And it's going to swoop down low. It's going to swoop down low as it moves over this way. Actually, here. So where it has moved, it's kind of just peeking over this slab of stone. These stones, as I mentioned up, they're kind of like piled up rocks. So it is now just 5 feet above this layer. Okay. So I'm going to change the wing to a 1, because that's 1 square is 5 feet. Let me know if that's unclear. And as it's only peeking its head over, kind of keeping the rest of its floating body with its emaciated, little used legs low to the ground, only Equitus can see its freakish ears poking up above the stone. To everyone else, you are down here. It's up there and behind a rock. You do not have a vantage point on it. You cannot see it. However, you can perceive it with another sense. It lets out a baleful baying. And as the sound breaks across you in waves, you are all going to need to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Is that a disadvantage for the exhausted people?
No,
because it's a saving throw.
If you have a second level of exhaustion, which could certainly happen, then you would get disadvantage on saving throws as well. But when it's a desperate situation, your adrenaline pumps up for now.
Cordy!
I know.
No!
Ooh. You have a +6.
That is really bad.
Can I only roll 1s and 20s? Like, what is happening?
Okay. Looks like Equitus fails. Cordy really fails. Crim, you pass. You know what? I should be doing this. Those of you... Bref, you pass. Mavra. You fail. Akira, you fail. Bella, pass. Those of you who have failed feel a supernatural terror take hold of your heart, clutching it with icy fingers. You become frightened. And I'm going to give you an icon.
Crap, 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 crap.
I'm going to give you an icon for fear. Yes. It's like a... It's like a... Ooh. This might be... Yeah. Here we go. A broken heart. You petted the puppy, but it was not a friendly puppy. Nor was it a friendly pet, if we're honest.
Puppy pet's back.
This is basically we can't go any closer to it. And what else?
So I'll tell you. So you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls, while the source of your fear is within line of sight. You also can't willingly move closer to the source of your fear. And often, when you are frightened, something that gives you the frightened condition usually has another effect. But we'll get to that.
I don't want to be frightened. I'm gonna opt
We'll
out.
get to that.
Nope.
Right now. Mavra. This fear, you feel this supernatural fear rising up within you. Your heart is pounding. Your adrenaline is pumping. Your eyes, you can feel them almost popping out of your head. The veins in your face are all twitching. Your body moves almost uncontrollably. You are forced to use your movement to flee. And you have to flee directly away. And if there are any hazards, you will just blindly rush into them. What is your speed?
Oh, crap.
25.
Okay. So you're going to... I'm going to move you. You shove your way into Krim, who is not frightened, but it will be difficult terrain. Therefore, that is 20 feet of movement. Then you scramble up this layer of rock. It's about 5 feet high. So that's going to use up the rest of your movement. Your knees and elbows are scraped up. And you are struggling to try and climb up this next part of the cliff, which is dubious and dangerous in the dark, even for one who can see. Okay. So I've moved you, but you still have your action available to you. What would you like to do, Mavra?
Can I just ready an attack?
Certainly. What are you readying? What is the trigger for your attack?
In case it comes in range.
If the Yeth Hound that frightened you comes into range of what?
Your reach.
Yeah.
Your hammer.
My reach, which isn't. It has to be really close.
You have to ready a specific attack and against a specific trigger. So you raise your hammer up, is what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Heft your shield, raise your hammer up, shaking visibly to your compatriots as you watch and wait for the dreadful hound to make an appearance. Okay. And then I'm going to ask... just wait a second. I'm going to ask you to turn your attention to the northeastern part of the map as something floats up above the piles of rocks.
He's a good puppy. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
This enormous hound is about 10 feet off the ground. And it is hiding behind, pretty much obscured behind these rocks over here. It has also unleashed its baleful bang. Ow, ow, ow. So, those of you who failed need to make another saving throw.
Or with
Yes, a wisdom save.
crap.
Poor Kiri. Poor baby.
Equitus fails.
The exact same roll as last time.
Cordy succeeds this time around.
Like, it is actually the exact same as last time. What?
Erie fails. And Maver succeeds. All right. This smoky, dark, floating hound with the green eyes is also very frightening. So, Aquitus and Ak-Iri, you are now freaking out from two sides. Your heart clutched by another icy hand of terror.
Now I found him though.
Yes, this one is also quite hard to see behind this pile of rocks. But the baying attracted your attention. Okay. Equitus, your turn.
Yeah, I don't think I can really do much of anything.
Well,
because-
you are going to be forced to move, so I will move you. Now,
Okay,
you are
I'm
actually...
frightened of both of them, aren't I?
You are. You are going to be forced to, I guess, split the difference. You have them on either side of you. So you're going to be forced to split the difference. Now, you are blundering into a 10-foot tall cliff.
Oh, good.
I'm going to ask you to make an athletics check.
Oh, yeah, I'm real good at that. 13?
Actually, no. It's a 15-foot tall cliff. Ooh.
Ugh.
13. You kind of scramble up and slide back down. Fortunately, for you, you don't, like, go tumbling down. So you are going to be able to scramble up there, with only a few, because of you're doing this, blinded by fear. I'm going to rule you take 1 point of damage. You make it to the top of the cliff, but you're right on the edge. Now you can actually see the source of your fear over here pretty clearly. You are going to have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Okay.
And you still get to use your action. What is it going to be?
Well, I'm going to Eldritch Acid Blast. The one I can see. He's within 120 feet. So I'm going to get that guy.
Okay.
Disadvantage is a 15.
A 15 is actually a hit.
13. What?
The powerful blast of desperate eldritch magic strikes home. That's weird. It didn't... Oh. How much damage did the Ghost Hand do? Roll20 didn't save it. 5, I think?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it was 5. 5 necrotic.
Okay.
Was it Chill Touch? Yeah, it's up there. 4 plus 1.
Okay. That hurt. Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
That's your turn. Ref.
Alright, so looking at this mountain region-y part in front of me, how high up are the... Let's see, if I were to go... Wait, I was selected the wrong tool. Okay, so looking at the distance from here to here, it's 50 feet. But I'm guessing with the climbing and all that other fun stuff, it would actually be a bit more movement. Would I
Indeed.
be able to get next to the puppy here?
Okay, so each level of stone is 5 feet up. So the Yeth Hound is 5, 10, 15 feet up. Level with Equitus, essentially. So it is... Look at my arrow. It is 5 feet up over here. And then another 5 feet up here.
That makes sense. I wasn't
Right.
seeing that little bit there.
Mm-hmm. And then 5 feet up here.
So maybe more like Because I'm guessing that would kind of like difficult terrain, like it would take a double movement, climb up.
Yeah, to climb up 5 feet, you notice, I don't think I made Mavra take a check, did I? No.
No,
So
it
to
just takes extra
yeah.
movement.
To climb up 5 feet, it's not even like a sheer wall, is not too hard. Now this is 10 feet right here, so I would require a climb check, and this is 15 feet straight up, so that would also require a climb check. But to just go 5 feet up will just be crossing that border will be as difficult terrain.
Okay.
It's a little more intensive than difficult terrain, but
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I think I could get. If I mean, you know, you tend to be better at counting this than I do, but I think I could get right here.
20, 25, 30. What's your speed?
30.
Okay, are you talking about doing a double move then?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So, let's see. You would have to move 1 square back.
Okay.
Or
Is
by
where
my
I will
count.
finish.
Yeah. Because that will be exactly 60.
Oh, wow, there's a nice view from up here. And that will be my turn.
You face down the floating, hovering hound, its green eyes glowing bright enough to cast a dim light over your feet. And that is your response. Very Breffian. Okay. Bref's turn is over with a double move. The hound is staring straight at you, its enormous jaws opened wide, having just finished its baying. Ak-Iri, I'm going to move you. You are going to be taking to the air.
Yeah, she's gonna nope out straight up.
So
She can 50 feet.
So I believe Aarakocra do not have the hover ability for their flying.
I have no idea, honestly.
So I'm going to start enforcing that.
Okay.
So you cannot fly straight up in the air, like a helicopter. You are going to jump up, push off of this rock here, push off of this cliff edge, flapping your wings furiously, and, rise at a 45-degree or so angle, and as you take to the air. Now, what's your fly speed?
50.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just going nope, 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 as she goes.
You guys hear the sound of nope, 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 as Ak-Iri takes to the air. I'm going to give you the wing symbol, as you are now, as you are now 20 feet above ground level. You will get 4 symbols. I did it differently with the dog, but I'm going to normalize it, because it's too confusing.
The map's too big.
Sorry, what?
We're too spread out. I'm kidding. It's not really a complaint. I'm just saying.
It's almost like the Hounds want it that way.
Weird.
Bella. No, wait. Ak-Iri, you still have an action.
Honestly, she'd probably keep flying, but
All right.
that's so far away. It's so far away. Yeah, she'd keep flying. Sorry, guys.
All right. Where does she end up? Just
She's gonna. It's another 50 feet. Yeah.
in a straight line?
Yep.
Whoosh. She flies off in a vaguely southeasterly direction. Bella. This went south quickly.
Did indeed.
I'm chuckling at my own joke.
You're so funny.
Unabashedly.
That to the mother of your child on Mother's Day.
All right. Can I see the hound from here? I'm having a little hard time visualizing the topography and figuring out what my line of sight.
Okay, so each layer of stone is 5 feet up.
Okay.
The hound, as it has 3 wing symbols, is 15 feet up from ground level. You are at ground level. It is partially behind a 5-foot raised up thing that's 20 feet high. So currently you cannot see it at all from your current position.
Would I be I still can't see it from there, can I?
Can you go one more square further?
I can't.
Let me see. Let's measure from the corner. You were sorry. Could you move yourself back, please? You can just make out its weird paws hanging in the air and the tip of its tail, which trails off into smoke. It almost seems like it's not all there. You can barely see it.
All right. I am going to cast a spell centered on its paw. No more baying.
What is it? Oh, silence. Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
Can you read me the text, please?
Yeah. So 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose within range of 120 feet. For the duration, no sound can be created within or pass through a 20-foot radius sphere centered on a point you choose. Any creature or object entirely inside the sphere is immune to thunder damage, and creatures are deafened while entirely inside it. Casting a spell there that includes a verbal component is impossible. So he is completely enclosed in the sphere at this moment. And it is centered on, I guess, this point where I can see his paws.
Cool.
Going 20 feet in each direction. So I guess that also includes this area.
Very cool. A 20-foot radius sphere. That's pretty big, my friend. Ugh, this thing is so hard to see through. Yeah, that's not gonna work. How about we use this instead? Wait, that's not big enough.
It just needs to be 5 feet bigger
10,
around.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So, Bref, all sound cuts out.
I mean, I'm really sorry to do this to you, Bruff. I know it's confusing, but it needs to happen.
As the silence reigns. All right. Anything else, Bella? As no one can hear the flying, smoky hound any longer.
I think I'm done.
Krim.
Okay, so I want to move up here and stand on top of the rock if I can.
Oh man, you're really quiet again.
Really? Can
Yeah.
you hear me now?
Seems like it might be slightly better, but pretty hard to hear you.
You want me to type?
No, we can hear you enough. It's just sucks. All right.
I don't know what's going on. Every time I say
The quiet Haley is back. All right. So what is Krim doing? Looks like you're moving.
I want to move up here and
Okay. So climbing up this cliff. Now it's dark for you. You can't see in the dark.
I cast I'm gonna say. Can I say that I cast light beamer and cast light on it again?
You snag a rock as you're moving and cast light on it as your action.
I think they kept the beamer because
Sorry, you're not only quiet, you're breaking up. Can't hear you.
I can go grab another pair of headphones and see if it works.
Okay. If you like, let's get through your turn first. So, and then you can monkey with your sound before your next turn. So you have light. You didn't have light before because you guys were hiding from the orcs. Now,
I kept the femur with me as like a torch.
you absolutely can have the light femur.
Okay. So I cast light on light femur.
Okay.
And carry it with me.
All right. I'm not sure where you started, but it's going to cost you 5 feet of your movement to go up a level.
I think I was right in front of Cordy.
Okay, so you used 25 feet of your 30 feet of movement.
Okay. Can I see either of the demon hound thingamabobs from where I'm at?
The one that's farther away, even with your light cast, it's out of the range of your light. And it's nothing more than a shadowy figure among the rocks to the east. Well, not to the east, to the further to the northeast. I'm talking about this one, if you can see my ping. The one that's nearer you, that is now enveloped within silence. That one... Let me see. Man, that's tough to say. I'll say you can barely see it. You can barely see its ears poking up above breath. You can tell how massive this hound is.
Okay. So, can I cast a spell, or did casting light?
Casting light would be an action, I believe.
Okay.
So you can barely see the ears of that one. Do you have anything else you want to do?
If there's anything else I can do.
Oh, right. Good luck with your headphones, my friend.
Thank you.
We'll try some other ones. Okay. Top in the initiative order. Cordy. Did I skip the hounds? No. No, I didn't. Cordy, top of the initiative order. You are frightened, I see. I am going to move you. So, Cordy, you scramble heedlessly up these levels of rock. I'm going to ask you for an athletics check, please.
Is that a disadvantage or is it a straight roll?
Since you cannot currently see the source of your fear and you are not exhausted, you actually do not have advantage. Disadvantage.
Okay. So
All right. A 12. The result of a 12 will fail to climb. So you've gotten partway up this multi-layered cliff. You claw and scrape at the cliff, but you slide back down, and I'm going to cause you to take damage with that. So take 1 point of damage, please. And that will use up all of your movement. So, what would you like to use your action to do?
I think I don't even know. I feel like I'm kind of exposed because I wanted to just have her try to hide as her action.
Unfortunately, the supernatural fear driving you onward is not playing nice with the hide plan. So there's really nothing to hide behind.
Yeah, yeah, I guess I'll just keep trying to run away, I guess. I don't think it makes sense to really do anything else.
Okay. Also attempting to flee. Okay, then make another athletics check as you spend your action dashing. Well, you don't have advantage, but a 14 will be good enough. So you will actually climb to the top of this cliff, and that will cost you 15 feet of movement, and I guess we're gonna keep moving you that way. You have a 30-foot move, right?
I think I have 35.
Oh.
No. Yeah, 35.
Oh, what else? Alright, I moved you 5 feet more. Okay, you are running heedlessly. You're about to run off of a cliff. So that should be
funny.
fun.
It's very poetic with my other character that I'm playing in a different campaign.
Running off cliffs is just like your D&D thing.
Apparently.
Okay. The Yeth Hounds come closing in. Aquitus, you're dimly aware as this one swoops toward you that it is leaking some kind of inky black substance. Like liquid shadow.
It's all over me. Ugh.
As it flies, it also swoops higher, eagerly zeroing in on you. Can you swoop higher? Whatever. Okay. This hound is casting about, confused by the silence that has enveloped it. It also doesn't seem to want to tangle with the angry barbarian or magical bard that have come towards it. So it's actually going to fly, but it also took a very nasty hit from Aquitus.
I'm sorry, I was distracted by Sting. Did the doggy just hit me for something?
No. He got very close to you.
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
No worries. This Yeth Hound is going to fly up. Now, he can fly straight up in the air with a kind of supernatural flying ability. No wings. And
Dog doesn't fly naturally.
very confusing. What?
That dog made out of smoke doesn't fly naturally. That's odd.
No, it,
Yep.
yes, yes. It does not fly naturally. Its legs kind of dangle in the air as it goes. As soon as it leaves the silence, it's going to bay. Now, Bref actually cannot hear the bang because he is inside the silence. And now you discover that anyone who passed their save before against this hound, you are not going to need to make another save. Anyone that failed their save, I need you to make a new wisdom saving throw, please.
It's just mean. Bam.
Sorry, I'm in love with the voice changer.
Okay, so I did straight wisdom, not a wisdom saving throw. Can I re-roll?
The roll happened. All that happens is you get an extra +2, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so everyone who failed the first time is rolling again against it?
Correct.
The first.
Save. Are we saved from future rerolls?
That is an excellent question, isn't it?
It wa-
I said that is an excellent question, isn't it?
That I thought it was.
So, Equitus, you lose your frightened condition. Cordy, you lose your frightened condition.
Yay, I'm gonna pet the puppy again.
And Gary's still running.
See ya, Akiri. Bye-bye.
Yeah, she's never coming back, guys. Sorry.
You chose to use your action to run.
She's not even headed in the direction we were going.
Nope. She's lost.
And Mavra made her save. So no longer frightened. You guys are really strong as in general as a group against wisdom saves. I am finding out. Interesting.
Equitus does not feel strong against wisdom saves until
well,
right now.
Well, he has a +4. Not bad.
Okay. General, yeah.
Okay.
That she's still rolling crap, and I'm salty.
So, let's see. Bella actually prevented this Yeth Hound from making an attack this round. So he bayed instead.
Yay.
You.
So he did not like being in the silence. Oh, Bref, do you have reach still or no? Okay. Mavra's turn.
Come on.
So this creature's still up in the air, right?
Oh yes. I actually have to correct how high he is. Yes, in fact, he is... You are 5 feet up in the air, and he is 25 feet up in the air.
Then I think I'm gonna stay where I am with my hammer still held up, not shaking.
Not shaking anymore. Sturdy as the stone some say dwarves are birthed from, Mavra stands tall against the dangers of the Yeth Hounds in the night of the desert. Equitus, your turn.
You know, I think I'm just gonna stay right where I am. No, I'm gonna come a little close. Well, no, I'm just gonna stay right where I am, and Eldritch Blast this guy over here.
Which guy over where?
This one here.
All right.
With a 25 to hit.
That is a hit.
Take 9 points. Bam!
The energy from another plane of existence blasts into the smoky hound. Dealing 9 points of damage. You've ripped it up some more, and it too is leaking an inky black shadow fluid. Equitus.
Right. And that'll be it for me.
Make a history check.
Oh, I will do that. 12.
Something about the way the shadow blood drips from this beast that flies above you reminds you of old, darker times. A place deep below the earth, a charnel house where bodies are disposed of, sacrifices are made, and deeds too evil to contemplate are undertaken every fortnight.
Oh, crap.
You seem to recall a pact, something about a pact, or perhaps not a pact like yours with the shadow presence, but a pack of Yeth Hounds. Yes, that was it. You remember a pack of Yeth Hounds being granted to some dark servant of a dark master.
Okay. That is interesting indeed.
As that flashes through Equitus's mind, does he have any movement he would wish to do, or any other actions he wishes to take?
No. I think I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Bref.
Well,
You cut out. Okay. Oh yes, he's silenced.
okay. Now that I've moved, whew, I'm going to ready an attack in case this puppy comes down at all and enters my range.
Because you are 15 feet up and it is 25 feet up. So its feet are above your head. I see what you're saying. It is out of reach. Okay, so I will give you a symbol for readying an attack. There we go. Okay. Ak-Iri, how are we going to handle this?
I'm assuming she's still flying very quickly because she's been triple scared at this point. So...
Alright, give me a minute. Stand by. If this causes the page to crash for anybody, please let me know. Are you all still there?
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Watching the magic happen.
Alright. We'll call that good enough for now. So, Ak-Iri, you are not in control of your movement. So,
No.
you are
I'm thinking...
supernaturally terrified. I am going to be moving you away, directly away from your new source of fear, which is You used to be frightened from both of them, so I split the difference. But now you are frightened of one of them, one that most recently let loose its bay. So you will be heading this direction. Okay. Not in control of the own furious beating of your wings. The furious beating of your own wings, you rise higher and fly farther, desperate, your heart pounding in your chest. You're losing track of everyone else. Oh man, it's loading really, really badly for me. Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't crash. You can do it. Stay. Okay. Okay. Alright, I'm back. She's now 45 feet in the air and continuing to rise, flying off into the night, desperately trying to get away from those hounds that would tear and rend her feather from bone. She knows if they would only sink their teeth into her. What would you like your action to be, Akiri?
I really want to shake this off, but I don't know how to.
Oh man, this page is loading so badly.
Honestly, she hasn't even moved for me, so it's better for you. Okay, there we go. Now it's moved. Yeah, I want to shake it off, but I'm not sure how. But because
you shook it off for a second, but then that other hound bayed again. By the way, all these maps are from the Patreon. Airy Makes Maps.
Airy makes maps.
Yes.
Beautiful maps.
Alright, so yeah, I think Akiri's just gonna keep running.
Okay. I will let you move yourself. You just can't move closer to the Yeth Hound that you are frightened of, which is this one. Do you want to rise higher than 45 feet? Or whatever it's at?
No, I feel like she's just leveled off and is just speed. Just
All
going
right.
for speed.
Wings beating swiftly, she flies off into the desert night. Bella, it is your turn.
Alrighty. I am going to... move there. And I'm going to pull out one of my crazy magic arrows, which I still have several, and I'm going to shoot this guy.
Oh boy. Alright. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Welp. Okay.
His form is actually illuminated by the light. From Krim's femur bone that she carries.
Well, I do have dark vision, so I don't...
Okay. It didn't matter then.
Yeah.
That's right. Akiri is flying off into the dark. Okay. A natural 1.
Oh, you took the gamut there, didn't you?
I guess I'm done.
Alright. I'm so tempted to make some other crazy thing happen on a natural 1, but we won't. The arrow transforms into a cluster of snakes that turn to ash and leave you alone. You got a 1 and a 20. Man, that sucks. If only you had advantage from some source. Bella, your turn is, I think, over, so Krim. It is, if anything, it's just as bad as before.
Did all?
If anything, it's quieter. I'm gonna stop the music so I can hear you.
Okay. I really don't know how to fix it. So,
It must be using your phone microphone or your laptop microphone or something crappy.
my phone microphone, because I'm using Discord on my phone.
Can you hold your phone up to your mouth when you talk?
It's my microphone.
Well, that at least is marginally better.
Okay. Can you hear me enough to get through this turn, and then I'll figure something out?
We'll get through this turn, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to shoot Scorching Ray. Can I see both of them?
You can. Well,
Okay.
you can see one of them more clearly than the other. Yeah, this guy you're having a hard time seeing. This one is fairly well illuminated. If you move closer to him, he'll be well illuminated by your femur, and then you won't have a problem. You can hop down from the 5-foot layer of rock you're standing on. Well, which... Okay.
Better?
Not really, no. You're actually farther away from this guy. Which one are you going for?
I was gonna see if I could potentially, because I'm casting 3 of them, I was gonna see if I could potentially split them.
That's tough. They are flying high above you, and you're looking at them in the light of your femur. Yeah, unfortunately, you'd have disadvantage if you at least one of them,
Okay.
no matter what you do.
Then I'll get closer to the one we've been attacking. And
All right.
then, shoot all of them Scorching Ray.
Scorching Ray. Fun. I'm going to take another risk. No, I'm not.
Oh.
Well. Beams of fire erupt from your fingertips, arcing off into the desert night. Unfortunately, how many rays do you get? 3?
3.
Alright, so the first one is a miss.
Oh, so I get to shoot it 3 times?
That is correct.
Okay, so I just click on the spell 3 times.
I think so. Okay, that's more like it. Oh man, if only you had advantage. Wow. That would have been amazing. So we will ignore the pluses, because that's just if you had advantage, you got the crit. But a 23 and an 18 are both hits. So 2 beams of fire from 2 of your fingers come slamming into the hound. It lets out another sad yelp of pain as you deal 16 total points of fire damage. 8 and 8. Very nice. Krim, you've unleashed the flame. Smoke trails from your fingertips. Would you like to do anything else?
I'm good.
Our dragon sorcerer rests for the moment. Cordy, You go ahead and get started on your turn as I put on the music again.
Alright, I'm gonna run up to here, and I'm gonna try to pet the puppy again, because I just love petting puppies.
Gotcha. Oh man, this page is making everything run so badly for me. I have regrets. I can't see your result. Can you tell me what it is, if you can see it?
I can't see it either. I'm gonna try again.
Possibly something is set up wrong with the spell. There it is.
Does that work? What is up with all these, like, 20s popping up?
Only on advantage.
I know, it's just weird.
A 12 will miss. The smoky hound evades being petted by your necrotic ghost hand. Is that all you want to do?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Alright, standing atop this pile of rocks, you cast out the hand and miss. The hounds now take their turn. The hound that you've been all attacking seems to lose interest in all of you. And it turns, and it flies away. Rising up higher as it does so. Make absolutely certain that Bref can't hit it as he swings overhead with his hammer. Thank you for illustrating. It will be flying off into the night. Well out of range of anybody's dark vision. Unless somebody has some crazy range of dark vision that I'm not aware of. And will quickly be lost among the piles of stone. So there's really very little chance that any of you are going to see it again. The other hound seeing its compatriot flying off also seems to have no desire to tangle with the main group. It turns and dashes to the south. Well, southeast.
Oh no.
Two beams of glowing green eyes are in hot pursuit as it rises up with its own hovering power to be on an even level 45 feet up with Akiri. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay, I'm coming to help you out, Akiri.
Mavra.
there's not much I can do, but would I be able to tell what the hound is doing, that it's going close to Akiri?
You actually, because you're right up against that cliff, cannot currently see it. All you saw was this smoky hound with its glowing green eyes turn and head in that same direction, but you can't see what's going on beyond that.
I guess I'll just stay where I am then, still with my hammer held up.
Okay. You don't want to climb the rest of the way up the cliff?
Yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and climb up the cliff.
Okay. If you if you take your time with it, you can actually do it without making any climb checks, because you can go here and then up here. Well, a minor climb check might be necessary, but if you take your time with it, I'll just slow you down a little bit. Okay.
So after climbing, can I see any better?
You can. You can see the Yeth Hound pursuing Akiri to the south.
Since I think that was all my movement.
Yeah, probably.
I'll just stay here for now then.
Equitus.
Also with my hammer rings.
Gotcha. Equitus.
Okay. Equitus is going to run up here and then extend. So he'd have a shield, so he extend his right arm and let out an eldritch blast at this guy down here.
Okay.
The 17 to hit.
And 5 damage. That's a hit. The Eldritch Blast rips through the Hound. Anything else you want to do?
I've got 5 feet more left of movement, so I could probably get down get to the bottom of that cliff, this cliff right here, right?
You only have 5 feet left of movement?
Yeah.
You might face plant if you do that.
Okay, then I'm fine. I'll just stay where I am.
All right. It's going to be difficult terrain, essentially. Bref, your turn.
Well, I probably can't see you very well because I don't have dark vision. Do I have any indication of its glowing eyes going in any general direction?
Probably would be lost amongst the stars.
Well, I guess I'll just kind of...
You saw Equitus firing off an Eldritch Blast, sort of, in the moonlight.
Oh. Well, I'll see how close I can get to Equitus.
Well, you can't go in a direct line like that.
I can if I learn to fly really quickly.
Flap your arms really hard, barbarian. Rage flight.
Somewhere around there. And that'll be a double dash, and that's all I can do.
All right. Akiri. The supernatural fear has faded. There's no active baying that has occurred. You are in control of your own movements at the moment.
She's gonna be like, wait, hold up. I'm very far away from my friends. They're all back there. What am I doing? So she's gonna turn around and try to dash back down the one.
All right. Now, at your current height, you would actually clip the tops of these very tall pillars of stone. So just be aware of that.
Okay, she's gonna like maneuver around.
Well, fly. Go ahead. She's going toward the Yeth Hound that still remains. You can't see much of it in the dark, but a kind of enormous, smoky canine figure in the moonlight. Oh, you are real close to it now.
Yeah. She got progressively pissed as she went to.
All right. A dashing return flight from Akiri. Curls, wondering what she was doing. Bella, it's your turn.
Alrighty.
I was going to have fun running Akiri off and splitting you off from the rest of the group. Guess that could still happen.
Alright, I'm gonna just double move over there. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Alright. Krim.
I'm going to.
Oh man, you're going to get a better microphone.
Here, let me try one.
Try holding up your actual phone toward your mouth.
Does this make any difference?
No difference.
Yeah, it's my headphones off, and then just try the regular phone again.
What? It's probably worse.
It's actually worse.
There is some funky setting that you have set, I bet. That it is, for some reason, just you're really quiet. I'm following Mavra. Move me, please. Sure. Your speed is 30, I believe, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 45. You're now even with Mavra. You could actually get farther because you're a lot faster than Mavra. Would you like to take another 2 steps forward? I'll take that as a no. She might not be able to hear me right now. Cordy, it's your turn.
Alright. I would like to cast Long Strider on myself.
Oh, is that an action?
Whoa.
I'll find out. Let me check. Touch. Why don't I have the casting time? Well, for some reason the casting time is not there, but I can look it up. Yeah, that's my action. So yeah,
Okay.
I'll cast Lung Strider as my action.
All right.
So that increases my speed by 10 feet for
It
an
does.
hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am going to. I guess. I see everyone's kind of convening, so I'm gonna start running. I guess towards Equitas. Let's see. So I think I can get right up next to him, and I think that's when I want to stop. I think I could keep going, but I think that's where I want to stop.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
The Hound looks back at the one that has been blasting it with eldritch power. It's going to... It's going to fly over here, circling around behind you, Akiri. And it's going to try to sink its teeth into you.
Shield bracelet.
Well, you might want to wait until I actually make a roll.
That's fair.
All right. Do you
Never
want to use your shield bracelet or not?
Nah, I'm good.
That's what I thought. Will an 11 hit you?
Nope. She's fine.
All right. The jaws snap shut, trailing smoke near your beating wings, but do not actually hit you. The Yeth Hound snorts in disgust. It will provoke an attack of opportunity from you. Do you have a melee weapon of some kind?
I mean, technically I have a mace, but I never use it. So
So it sounds like you don't have it drawn, like it's kind of hooked into your belt still.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's still trying to find a good excuse to get rid of it.
Well, it just would provoke an attack of opportunity, but you would be able to take an attack on it, but you have no weapon equipped, so
I have
you
an
are not able to.
unarmed strike, though.
You want to try to like lash out with your unarmed strike?
Yeah, she has this. Okay, so Aarakocra get this cool thing where they have like a talons thing.
Oh.
Where it's an strike, where their unarmed strike does 1d4 plus their strength modifier and
Cool.
their proficiency.
All right then. Roll a
So-
d20. Add, or maybe it's already on your character sheet. But
It's not actually like a rollable,
Okay.
unfortunately.
all right, roll a d20.
It's r/1d20, right?
Sure, or you can use the tool on the top left of the screen.
Well, that's,
You need a slash r, not
Yeah.
r slash.
oh, okay.
Slash r space. Slash r. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you have a -1 because of your low strength. but a +2 because of a proficiency bonus for a total of +1. That's a 17. That's a hit. Roll damage.
It's a 3 minus 1, so 2.
All right then. I think your little pigeon just added a sound effect of their very own.
Yep, he did.
So, 2 damage to the hound as it passes you by, circling and swooping in the air with you. Mavra, your turn.
I'm gonna take a double move and come over here by Cordy in Equitus.
Cordy, Equitus, you are joined by your dwarven friend, Hammer at the ready. Equitus, your turn.
Alright. I'm going to jump down. Let's see, how far can I get? Yeah, alright. I'm going to jump down and come to here is where I can get if my math is right.
Looks correct.
Yeah, I think so. And then I'm going to Eldritch Blast the beastie. Is that right? Because
Yeah.
My speed is 30 feet. So
You spend 5 feet
that...
scrambling down the layer of stone.
Yeah, okay. That's what
All right.
Alright, so I'm going to Eldritch Blast the beastie down there.
Okay.
The 16 to hit and 9
That's a
damage.
hit. 9 eldritch damage it's done to it. It lets out another pained yelp. Okay. Ref, your turn.
Well, there's not a whole lot I can do. Just gonna go stand by my friends.
You stand by your friends, giving them moral support. You can actually do the help action that way.
I'm gonna help you guys out.
With that action, you can actually give one player advantage on their next roll.
Alright, Cordy, your advantage are 5.
Ak-Iri, it's your turn. Yak-Iri, you were close enough to the Yeth Hound that the smell, it had kind of a smoky smell, still lingers in the air where it was.
She's gonna... Can she see it? Question mark.
With difficulty, she can see the glow of its green eyes, but not much else.
You know what? I haven't used any spells this entire encounter, so we're gonna whip around and guiding bolt that guy.
Don't forget you have exhaustion. But that will not affect your attack roll.
No, I was like, wait, what? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna try to guiding bolt him.
Okay. Well, that's a hit.
Yeah. Even at, but it's a disadvantage. Oh, because dark.
But it's a disadvantage because of the darkness. So that is not a hit.
Dang it.
The flash of divine energy goes flying off into the desert night, battering some stone uselessly and shattering it. Do you want to do anything else? I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna say that you have to move in order to stay airborne.
Yeah, the plan was to go join everyone else and be like, "Hi guys, sorry."
Remember, you have a 40-foot move, right?
50.
50-foot move. Okay. You're actually faster than the
So
Yeth
she's gonna-
Hounds, if not as maneuverable.
She's gonna land right behind Equitas.
Yeth, it is Hounds, Twitch chat.
And then she's gonna actually land or attempt to at least.
Oh,
Still
okay.
pretty- Or
In that case, she
down.
swoops down and lands, perching on the ground next to Equitas. We will remove the wing symbol from her.
Just let that go if he's gonna go.
Bella.
All right. I'm so far behind everybody. All right, I'm just gonna run forward at top speed.
All right.
That's my whole turn.
With your dark vision, you can now see the Yeth Hound, where it turns and stares at the retreating form of Akiri. Krim, your turn.
I am going. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's slightly better, I think.
Okay, I tried some new settings and it's like the last thing I think I can change.
Yeah, I think it sounds good.
Yeah, it
Hey.
sounds better. It's an improvement. It's not really loud enough yet, but it's better.
Okay. I'm gonna go and stand next to Maverick. I think I can make it.
Okay.
And that's pretty much my turn.
All right. Cordy.
Alright, so I guess we're still going after these dogs, or do we want to try to, run away?
I mean,
Ask group?
I don't know. I could be talked into it. It depends on what it does.
You don't really have
Depends on what it
time.
does. I think we ought to keep moving towards it and let's see what happens.
Alright. Okay, so then I'm gonna run down. This is just a 5-foot ledge.
Yes, it will cost you 5 feet. It's going to be basically difficult terrain to scramble down it.
Okay. I'm gonna move here. And I think I'm just gonna try to keep petting the puppy. Because I think that's probably the most useful thing I can do.
You've moved a little too far.
I have 45 feet of movement.
What?
I have long strider.
Oh, yeah. Your strides are magically long. Go for it. Okay.
Legs.
Yep, my beautiful elven legs.
Now, I think somebody did the help action on you.
Yeah, I have advantage.
Okay. And you can actually see the beast with your dark vision.
Chicken dinner.
If you
And
can,
it's okay. 16.
16. That will hit. 7. Oh, so close. So close. The hound sort of does a mid-air stagger it wobbles on its axis as it's flying, and it lets out another horrible sounding yelp. But then it will turn and flee. And it'll quickly leave the range of your dark vision. And
Guys, I didn't get to pet the dog.
be lost in the forest of stone pillars and the darkness. You know its proximate location, but you don't know exactly where it is because none of you can see it. Mavra, do you want to let it go?
I'm good with letting it go.
Okay. Is anyone going to be taking any further action against the
I
Yeth
could-
Hound that you can't see?
I might be able to run up and see it since I have dark vision, and I have 120-foot radius, or range on my Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Is that something you wish to try to do?
I'm gonna run up. I'm gonna see how far I can get. See if I can run up at least far enough to see it. Because I know if I can see it, then I'll be able to shoot it. And if I can shoot it, I think if I can get a good hit at it, I think we'll kill it. So I'm gonna run up, see how far I can get. So let me see. That's gonna be 15, 25, 30, 30 is right there. If I'm not
Well,
mistaken.
I think it's actually 35 because you have to scramble down 2 levels of stone.
Oh, okay. That'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, yeah. 30 right there. Okay. Alright. Would I be able to see him from here?
Why don't you move there and find out? You scramble down the stone, seeking in the darkness with your tiefling's eyes. You do not currently see the beast. If you are going to fire a shot, you'll have to guess at its square.
That's okay. Let's let this. I mean, I'm all for letting it go.
Okay. Anybody else?
Sure, let's let him go. I mean, I can't catch up to them.
I mean, I do like petting a good dog, but honestly, this dog didn't seem that good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say these are not good boys.
Kiri's gonna look at everyone and be like, I could probably catch up to him if you want me to. But I just don't
know if you want to.
That's fair. But I'm also kind of mad.
As you complete this combat at 2 or 3 in the morning, with little to no rest, I'm going to require all of you to make Constitution saving throws.
Finally, a good, decent saving throw.
The streak continues.
Oh no. Poor Brav.
Constitution saving throw. I failed my Constitution saving throw.
Constitution
All
is
right.
supposed to be.
Yeah, isn't Constitution like your thing, Bref?
Well, really, it's more strength, but I mean, I do have a +4. But when you roll a 1, you roll a 1.
Yeah.
Well, that's a fail. Mavra fails. Of course, anybody, if you have, like, advantage or some special thing that comes into play on saving throws against exhaustion, then you can apply that. But otherwise, Bref fails. Mavra fails. Akiri succeeds. Cordy fails. Equitus succeeds. Bella fails. And Crim fails. Barely, but you guys do fail. Anyone that failed, you are taking a level of exhaustion. And if you are at the second level of exhaustion, that halves your speed. So if you are at 2 levels of exhaustion, please notate that on your character sheet somewhere. You have disadvantage on ability checks and speed is halved. Bref, you're holding the rulebook and looking significantly at the camera. Is there something you'd like to bring up?
Oh no, I was looking up what the different levels did.
Ah, okay.
I was just
yes.
contemplating how drudgerous the trek to Taurine will be for breath.
Okay,
So-
we're almost there. We're so close.
You believe you are quite close to Taurine at this point. Who has... does anyone have no levels of exhaustion?
Does not have any.
What?
Equitus does not have any levels of exhaustion.
Equitus is the little engine that could. It seems this even perhaps it's just the adrenaline shoving him onward. He knows what there is to fear in the dark watches of the night.
Equitus is familiar with fear and the dark.
Who has 2 levels of exhaustion? The ref does.
Crim.
And that's it. Really?
No, Crim has one.
Oh, Crim has 2 levels of exhaustion as well. Ouch. Okay, please notate that on your character sheets, guys. Thank you. So, I brought you back to the map. What would you guys like to do? It's about 3 in the morning. Hard to tell exactly by the level of the moon and the stars. You think you've got to be close to Taurine if your navigations have been correct. You don't think you got thrown too much off track by the Yeth Hounds, but they certainly did delay you somewhat, as you dust yourselves off and clean up after the battle. And of course, some of you are going to be dragging your feet as you continue. What would you like to do, guys?
I say we power nap for
Definitely.
several hours. And then we'll continue on to Taurine and then just conk out for the day.
I say we camp on the high ground, so people have to come up to us if they want to fight us. And we'll be
Agreed.
able to see them coming.
Probably no fire too.
So, I uncast light, so no one can.
Okay. All right. Is that what you guys are all doing? Going once, going twice?
Working for me.
Yep.
So, moving a little bit away from the blood-spattered battlefield, although there really wasn't very much blood.
I was impressed you guys stayed alive without me.
You take a short rest. It's cold comfort in the windy desert in winter. And there is the ever-present sense of orcish trackers slowly narrowing down your position.
Can we rest until like I'd probably say we'd rest until the sun comes up, and then we can continue on in the light. if
Those
everyone-
trackers really scare me.
I mean,
Yeah,
we're about
oh,
to die.
Yeah,
I agree.
go a bunch
We should
tired people.
rest longer. And those with 1 level or no levels should stay up first.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't really need any rest. I mean, I could get back 1 spell slot, but that's about all that it would really, any kind of rest would help. So, I mean, I'll be happy to stay up as long as I need to.
How long were we planning on resting for?
Oh, let's see. You said what time is it again? 2 or 3 in the morning?
You can make a survival check to determine it closer, but it feels like it's approximately 3 in the morning. You guys are, yeah, given the moon and the stars, but somebody would have to make a check to try and determine it better. And since almost everyone's exhausted, you'll probably have a disadvantage.
I'll try it.
Okay, you'll have disadvantage. This is a
No,
wisdom
wait,
survival check.
Wait. Before you do that, I am going to walk up to you. It's a wisdom survival check.
Yeah.
Would that be considered an ability check?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to lay a hand on you, and I'm going to cast guidance. That gives you an extra D4 that you can use to add to 1 ability check of your choice.
Sweet.
And it doesn't have to be this one. It can roll the die before or after making the ability check.
Gotcha.
So if you when you need it, there
Okay.
it is.
Sweet. Thank you.
So standing atop the stone bridge, you lay a hand on her and she looks up at the moon and stars and tries to determine what time it is.
That's so dramatic. I love it. That's good. That's real good.
What did you get?
19.
At disadvantage, 19.
Yeah.
Do you get to add a D4 to that or something?
If I want to.
Could, but she doesn't have to.
Yeah, but I don't need to.
Be
Okay.
at least a 20 at that point, yeah.
Do you want to do it anyway or no?
No, I'm good.
Okay. With the 19, you can tell it pretty precisely. You think it's about 3:15 in the morning.
Oh boy. Okay.
Not only that, but as everyone is kind of huddling down in their cloaks and trying to start resting as the discussion happens about how long you're going to rest, since you are looking around and opening your senses up, that smell of smoke, you still taste it on the wind.
So they're still around. Which was there is
I hate
the
to say
wind coming
this,
from?
but I think we need to just go. I hate to say this.
Let's, oh gosh, let's press on through the night. We'll sleep
Oh my
again
god,
when
stop
we
fake
get back
yawning,
to
you're gonna make
Florine.
me... You're killing me, man, you're killing me.
Sorry about that. In fairness,
the-
it wasn't entirely fake. A yawn struck me at just that moment.
And look, I know I'm the guy with no exhaustion here saying this, so it's easy for me to say. So take.
I agree.
that one.
I agree. We gotta press on, you guys. We gotta press on.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing that I was gonna suggest if we were gonna sleep was that if we stayed for 4 hours, which I know is a long time, I would get back my stuff so we could pull up past without a trace again. If we wanted to try to rest. But I'm cool with just pressing on if people are okay doing
We're
that.
gonna get attacked.
Yeah, I know,
If
but
we stay here much longer, we're gonna get attacked.
I think it's okay if we get attacked as long. I mean, we're in a tactical advantage on the high ground.
But
and
we have better advantage if we don't get attacked at all.
That's
I think it's
true,
best for us
but
to rest.
you have a lot of.
What
You
did
cut
say?
out there, M. Sorry.
Oh, I said that's true, but we also have a lot of very tired people.
Yeah, I understand. Like I said, I'll stay up. I don't need rest right now. So I'll stay up. Whoever needs to rest the most, get some sleep or whatever. Let's decide how long we're gonna stay, and if we need rest, we need rest.
Akiri will stay up with you just in case, because she doesn't necessarily need a long rest. She'll probably take exhaustion. She's okay at the moment.
Alright. Anybody, so is everybody else gonna rest, and how long do you want to rest?
I think me and Breath need to sleep as long as we can.
I need to rest too. I'm 2 levels of exhaustion deep.
Okay. Alright. Well, okay. If we're gonna do a whole long rest then I might as well get my spell slot back. So I'll catch some. Can we do just normal like rotations for watches and stuff?
I was thinking, I'm not sure we want to do a long rest though,
Okay.
because it's like almost 4 in the morning.
Okay. If we're not gonna do a long rest, I'm gonna stay up for the whole thing. And nobody else has to watch with me unless you want to.
do we know how many hours we want to spend doing this?
I'd
would
say
get rid of exhaustion.
8 hours, a full long rest.
Yeah, if we're resting in for the penny, in for the pound.
Yeah, I say we've got to rest as long as it takes to get rid of an exhaustion point. So if we're not going to
Then that's-
be able to rest that long, then
That'll end us up at about noon the next day, though. Which is really the only problem I have with it, because who knows what else is out here, and while our spot is safe for the moment, we don't know how long it will stay safe. And as soon as the sun comes up, we should probably press on. Because as soon as we get to
Well, then
Taurine...
let's press on now, because that's not going to do anything for any of us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If a short rest isn't going to really help anybody, but we don't want to take the time to do a long rest, then let's go. If that's what we're going to decide.
All right.
But
Sounds
if we
good.
want to do a long rest, let's do a long rest.
if we're going to press on, once we get starting daylight, I'm gonna cast Alter Self and turn myself into an orc, and maybe try and convince them that you guys are my prisoners or something.
Okay.
At least it would keep us safe in the daylight. It
Okay.
would only last for about an hour, but I can also cast what's it, 6 days out. Like be in orc for 2 hours.
Cordy is gonna cast Good Berry and give everybody a Good Berry. You get 1 hit point back for eating it.
I was exactly one
Oh,
hit
it's
point
delicious.
down.
Just to try to give people like a second wind with a berry.
Mark off that spell. Does it do anything else, like removing exhaustion? I doubt it, but
No, I think it Yeah, I think you don't have to eat for 24 hours.
Yeah, no need to mark off rations. That does remind me, though, I need to advance the calendar.
All right, let's press on. Let's press on to Taurine.
All right, sounds good.
All right, let's hit it and quit it.
So you guys do not take a short rest, is that correct?
Yeah, we just take a berry break.
Although I do have that staff thing that might help people.
Staff that?
Sorry?
What staff thing is that?
It's like that Healy staff. If you take a short rest with it, it gives you an extra hit dice.
Yeah, that's right.
But I don't think hit die are an issue right now. Like, I think we're all pretty good HP wise.
Yeah, exactly. So
We can go off the rails, and I can knock back that death vial that I have. See what that does.
Well, we might as well take a hit from it. Just goodbye, cruel world.
TPK, and it's all our own decisions.
All right, so we just gonna go?
I think so.
I think so.
All right, we're going.
Taking but a
Probably
brief...
a terrible idea, but we're doing it.
Taking but a brief few minutes to rest, and wanting to leave the orc tribe farther behind, that surely must be out there somewhere. You guys struggle heavily to your feet and press on. Who is going to be in the lead and who is going to be in the very rear as you travel?
I'm going to be in the rear. Especially once daylight hits, I'm going to be an orc. So.
Okay, so you're going to be at the very back. Who's in the very front?
As one of the slowest and yet still beefiest members of the group, I'll take the lead.
Yes, some of you are at half speed now.
Akiri's walk right next to Brad.
Okay.
Or behind him, or at least in his general vicinity.
You guys struggle onward through the desert in the night. The wind whips at you. It's cold.
Do we have Kronk?
I hope so.
Yes, you do. I forgot to put Kront in the last battle, but Kront is just... I mean, he doesn't want to split from you guys, no matter what, so...
He got scared by the bang
He
of the
is...
Hounds and
He is not saying much. He is not saying much.
Yeah,
Just
I don't blame. It's been a long day, I'm sure.
Struggling along... struggling along as best he can. He is probably trailing toward the back as well. All right. Those of you at the very front and the very back, I am going to ask you to make perception rolls as you travel onward.
Mine is at disadvantage.
It is.
What a shit.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
Sucks.
I'm gonna write a letter to the Roll20 folks.
Haley, what? Haley, what?
Haley, could you not?
I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
I guess we count the 6 and not the 17? Because... Did I ask you to roll twice or just once? It's once, right?
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Don't know why.
Okay. So 11 and 6 at the front and back.
So we don't see much.
You're mostly staring at your feet in what remains of the starlight.
Why did we put people points of exhaustion in the front and the back? I don't understand.
I'm a very beefy boy.
They spoke up. Who are you asking, Akiri?
And she's voicing her thoughts.
Plot twist, Bref didn't actually hear your question or respond to it. He just says that to himself as he walks along.
Yes.
Okay.
Self-pep talk.
As you guys press on for another couple of hours, not looking at much other than your feet shuffling forward, I need you all to make another Constitution saving throw. Okay, Jeremy, I think you're going to have to retire this character. There's only so many ones you're allowed to roll. Surely. There must be a limit.
Am I rolling a Constitution save?
What's that?
Am I rolling a Constitution save also? I had to step away.
Yes, everybody.
Oh, crap.
Oh my god!
My brother.
Okay. The DC is still 13, so... Bref, Bella, and Equitus all fail. You gain a 3rd level of exhaustion.
Well,
You now have...
wait.
Yes?
so we're now halfway to just dying of exhaustion.
But for
Correct.
me, that was just my first level.
Sorry, yes. You gain a level of exhaustion.
Okay.
Those of you with 3 levels, you now have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws, in addition to speed halved and disadvantage on ability checks.
Can you tell me what level 1 does?
Level 1 is disadvantage on ability checks.
On ability checks, okay. Thank you.
Which includes skill checks. Okay. I am going to ask that our are you guys changing up your marching order at all, or are you staying the same? The people in front and behind. Sorry?
I think Akiri's gonna take front now.
Yeah, okay. That's fine with me.
All of us have points of exhaustion now, right?
Yeah.
I think I'll just stay in the back. Because if I need to quickly turn into an orc and deceive other orcs, then it's probably best to have prisoners in the back.
Did the orcs, they had like wolves or dogs with them or something, right? That was, yeah.
They had big dogs as far as we could see, but I don't know if we got that close to...
All right.
I'm gonna turn into a wolf and hang out near Haley.
Okay.
Because I think they were with wolves, right? So then it'll be an orc and a wolf walking.
Is there a limit to how long you can be a wolf?
It has to do with my druid level. Let me read it real quick.
And you might want to wait. I don't think Krim
Or
has
like
actually.
when she's doing like the orc thing.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
light.
okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
Hours equal to half your druid level. So 1, I guess.
I mean, I can only be an orc for 1 to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, at least you'll be able to carry your weight on 4 feet instead of 2 for a while. As well. All right. It's still dark. A couple of hours later, as you're trudging on. And just as the sky is ever so slightly starting to change color in the east, it starts snowing.
That's wonderful.
Oddly,
Of us with things that have charges that reset on a daily basis, since it's morning, can we reset a charge?
I didn't say the sun came up. I said the sky was starting to change color.
Oh.
But
Okay,
yes,
okay.
please do remind me when dawn actually occurs, because you will get a charge back.
Cool.
The time has come for another perception roll from our people in front and back.
That's not me this time.
I'll take that. Oh.
That.
Oh no,
It's
Haley.
a disadvantage, isn't it? Oh my god.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
Can we reset the dice?
You touch the roll 20 people
Actually,
and
Chris
Oh.
got 9.
broken.
Brutal. However, Ak-Iri did quite well. She's in front.
Thank you.
Ak-Iri,
Yeah.
as the snow is coming down, making your feathers need to be fluffed up to keep you warm. That smell of smoke is still on the air, and you realize it's stronger. It's getting stronger.
Oh no. She's gonna tell everyone.
And you are able to see a kind of a haze. Hard to tell exactly, but as the sky lightens slightly, there's definitely something like a low-hanging set of clouds or something on the far northeast horizon.
Oh no.
You said she tells everyone. Oh, crit and a crit fail.
I'm just gonna go, guys. There's a lot of smoke to the northeast, and that's no bueno. I have a real bad feeling about this.
You said smoke to the northeast?
Northeast.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, this is not good.
Yeah, I
think the orcs. Do you think the orcs might also have something?
my
I mean, I know why we think there's smoke coming from the northeast. I know. But do you think the orcs might also have something to do with it?
I doubt it. Well, I don't know. Would I know? Probably not.
I don't think it's both. I think it's one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too much of a coincidence. Right?
Yeah, I think it's too much of a coincidence. Oh.
Well, we have no choice but to keep on going.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's snowing. So when dawn finally crests the horizon,
You said dawn.
it has that kind of odd gray muted quality that comes with snow. It is quite cold.
Bad
And-
feeling that what if this isn't snow?
Over the past
Oh, that's fair.
amount of time, it's slowly started to build up on the pathway.
Question, is the snow cold or warm?
You reach down and you... Well, how do you determine this?
Like, she's gonna hold out a hand and, like, look at the snowflakes and, like, mess with them a little bit and be like, is this warm or cold?
It's a
Snow, warm or cold?
mixture. It's a mixture of snow and ash.
Oh,
Fuck.
yeah. Well,
And it is as dawn arrives, the light spreads out, and a few miles further, you can now see the land around you, the farmland, the green pastures and fields. You're out of the desert. But Taurine is on fire.
Oh no.
well, is it completely on fire? Like, everything's in flames, or?
No, it's not literally, like, covered in fire, but buildings are on fire.
And does it look like those are the only buildings that are on fire, or are there other buildings? Or does it look like some of them have been put out?
Does it... That's an interesting question.
She's trying
Does
to
it
figure
look
out-
like some buildings have been put out? You know what? You're too far away to really tell at the moment.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out how long it's been on fire.
Hard to say at this point.
Is anybody around us?
But it probably would be days.
I got disconnected. I heard none of that.
Taurine is on fire.
Okay.
You can hear screaming, shouts, yells, and the roaring of inhuman creatures.
Oh. Well, I think we know what that map is.
Well, guys, all right. Here's the order of business. We need to help out here as much as we can, and then we're gonna need to do something. We're gonna need to go back to that dungeon and do something about that map, because this doesn't need to happen anywhere else.
Let's
I
take.
don't have the map with me.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's take a
Tell me that
5-minute
you
break.
help out.
5-minute break, folks. 5-minute break. As you stare out at what once was the beautiful Taurine. Alright, folks. I'm going to put up a little sign. We're going to keep streaming. And come back in 5 minutes. Hello, testing.
Hey.
Two.
Okay. Let's see. So I heard Emily, Jeremy's back, Paul's back. Alexis, you back?
Yes.
Okay, everybody's already back. Cool. You can see creatures of some sort flying about above the rooftops. They look like tiny dark specks, trailing smoke as they seem to be carrying torches. You can see... I mentioned the roaring of inhuman throats, and you can see, like, figures marching hither and thither through the streets in the dawn light. Unlike many of the dark creatures you have encountered, these do not seem to disappear like shadows in the dawn. But there's something very weird and otherworldly about their pointed caps that they wear as helmets, and the twisted, flashing metal weapons that they carry. You guys at this point are only a couple miles distant from Taurine. You have a pretty good look at it from sort of on higher ground, as you can see down. You can in the dawn light, you can already kind of tell that actually we'll say you're only half a mile distant at this point. And you can kind of tell that the ship Stray's traveling menagerie is gone.
Probably would have been useful to have all those giant Pokemons here, but okay.
And get away, ship.
I mean, I can't blame her, but I also think she's kind of a butthead.
Look, considering this was our fault, I think we should help.
The only thing is, how can we help?
I mean,
A lot of us are just about. Well, at least
Let's
rest
figure
about
out
the fact
what's
that
happening first, and then address the situation.
Yeah, do we see any regular Taurinians running around, or is it all...
You do. You
weird
do.
creatures?
You see several citizens running hither and thither, and as the sun slowly climbs higher, I'm assuming that you're pausing to examine the scene. As the sun slowly climbs higher, Bref, you blink and you can make out there are a couple of bodies lying in the road. There seems to be a crowd that has gathered near Proudheart House, Vale's former residence.
let's just head over there. Let's head over to the crowd. What do y'all think?
Yeah, let's do it.
To Proudheart House. Ho.
Wearily, you guys make your way down the road and into the just open roads of Taurine. It's chaos. You can see, as you approach the building, clambering around kind of the back of it, you can see people are kind of like shrieking as kind of bat-winged little laughing creatures appear and vanish in mid-flight, jabbing these people with with stickers on their tails and little weapons and giggling madly with too many teeth. Off on the northern side of the city, of the town, you can see there are kind of these orderly ranks of strange, twisted monsters that are. You're glad they're not any closer because they are almost too horrible to look at. Kind of marching, going from building to building and torching them. As you guys approach this cluster of humanoids, you see a couple of familiar faces. Alderman Gamey, for one, kind of jumps out and he says, he's kind of, he's like, help, and he's like batting something away, and you actually don't see anything, but you can, like actually attacking him, but you can see like his shirt and his head are like rent, there's bleeding from like little cuts all over.
Even though I don't fully understand what's happening, without attacking, I'm going to run forward and try and grab near him, see if I can feel any physical form and try and wrench it away from him.
Okay, your hands waving around wildly, you kind of feel, you brush against something, and you kind of hear this, like, and it flaps off. You don't ever actually see it, though.
Can the carry try to breath real quick and be like, hey, breath?
Yeah. What?
Crazy you want to try it? Crazy idea. Pull the map out and touch Kareen again.
Okay. Breath's already taxed mental energies. He's willing to go around with pretty much anything, so he pulls out the map from his pack and taps Tareen again.
Opening up the map, you see, again, the kind of sketched-in settlements around the Wildlands. You touch where the X has appeared over where Taurine lies. Formerly Taurine, and before that, who knows? But nothing happens.
Dang it. Alright, it was worth a shot.
Well, I mean, that's actually not a bad idea, but if we knew how it worked, fortunately.
There's some...
You can draw it back on.
There's some screaming from inside the building, and a couple of people rush out. One of them is possibly kind of like one of the guards or watch of Taurine, and he has like a cudgel, like a quarterstaff, and a helmet, a leather helmet, and he's like beating at this creature, this winged creature that's like, and it's like flapping off. He's like, get out of here! And you hear children screaming from inside. It's clear now why people have congregated around Vale Proudheart's old home, as it is built of stone and very sturdy. It has not been put to the torch as many of these buildings have. Perhaps a little more defensible. You see somebody who's given up hope just leaning against this building over here next to the ancient market and just weeping into their hands. Bref, are you rolling up the map again?
Yeah, I suppose so. I would not...
Okay.
When I realized that didn't work, I'd try and put it away.
Make a perception roll with disadvantage from your exhaustion.
Six.
Nice. As you're rolling up the map here, you're looking around, and in the cluster of people who are kind of milling about almost aimlessly, like they don't really know what to do, you see someone kind of striding off toward the lake in the middle of town. Big, broad shoulders, hairy mop of hair. It's a familiar figure.
Hey, it's me.
It's that's maybe your first thought. Your second is, no, I recognize that figure. It's Orinar.
I know that person.
Well, is Orinar a man or a woman? I'm sorry, I thought Orinar was a man.
So Orinar, I changed my story a bit, and I don't know if you picked it up. Orinar is actually my sea brother.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Yes.
It's Orinar.
But how? I immediately start running towards them.
So, guys, Bref just took off. He's running over toward the lake.
Bref? Bref?
Wait,
I'll be back. Maybe. It's my brother.
Your brother?
Wait, you have a brother?
is he actually following someone?
And all right, there's stuff happening at this house. I'm gonna go with Bref.
Okay.
Follow Bref.
Meanwhile, Kront is looking over toward the blind bottle and saying, It still stands. It still stands. And he's heading in that direction.
Buddy, Kront, why don't we just chill for a minute?
Uh,
Don't you just hang back. We'll go over there with you in just a minute. I promise.
Orinar, you're so exhausted. You're half in a dream state. You run up toward this guy. You grab him by the shoulder. You spin him around. It's not him. From the back, it looked like Orinar had his kind of build. He has his kind of build, but you realize totally different face. This fellow has not nearly as good looking as Orinar. Kind of this big man, but he's been crying. His tear-stained face, and he looks down and he says, What? And he almost like doesn't know friend from foe. This fellow is a human, yes.
Friend, are you all right? We just came back to town. What's happened here?
He says, I don't know. The devils have come. It's the end of the world.
When did this start?
A few days ago. Just marching and burning everything.
Is there anyone in town, a holy man or a holy woman, someone capable of casting out evil?
There was, but she never came back from the dragon. A mighty warrior. Vale will save us. Vale will save us soon.
Yeah.
About that.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey, Bref. Come here, buddy. Come here, Bref.
Yeah.
Bref, you doing all right,
Yeah.
buddy?
From behind, you look just like my brother.
Your brother. We never heard
Yeah.
you talk about a brother before, Bref.
Oh, it's part of my sea family.
Your sea family. Okay. All right. That's cool. All right. And he looked like your brother. Okay.
My brother's more half orc, but it's hard to tell from behind.
This was a big, husky human.
Okay. Well,
Big,
just maybe
solidly
don't-
built guy.
Maybe let us know before you go running off, bruh.
No, I'm just so tired.
Yeah, man, I totally understand. We're all really tired, and I don't know if I could see us getting any rest anytime soon. We're all gonna have to dig in, I think. Come on, buddy. Let's go kill something.
Oh, all right. And then Breath walks back to the group.
The group, you are being accosted by several figures, including Aramal Kapana, who hasn't seen Kront yet. And Kront is, of course, heading toward the blind bottle, kind of staggering through the street, which is dirty and has some bloodstains on it. Aramal Kapana says, You're the adventurers, the half-elf, or no, elf. The high elf is kind of going from one to the other of you. He's like, you have to stop this. You have to save us.
We're working on it, I promise. What happened? What's been going on?
He says a couple of days ago, losing track of time, the devils, the things, the demons, the whatever they are, they attacked. They came out of a hole in the fountain.
Have they all been coming out of that one hole?
I don't know. Maybe some came from somewhere else. Maybe out of the. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe out of the woods or out of the ground, out of holes that would appear with colors that hurt the eyes. But
where's the fountain?
He points to the east.
All right, we better run and see what's up with that.
Yeah, maybe we can catch up with Kron.
Okay. You guys are going to see a couple of these little winged things. They're called imps. You're going to see them kind of looting this house prior to setting fire to it. Are you going to just bypass them in the general chaos as you continue toward the fountain? And remember I said around the back of it there's somebody sobbing into their hands who's clearly given up hope.
No, let's kill them all.
I agree. Let's lay some hurt on these suckers.
Okay.
Send them back to hell.
So, rather than going straight to the fountain, you're going to stop here. And we're not going to set up the whole thing for this. I just want to kind of keep this rolling. So, you kind of see them like chucking like stuff out of the windows, flying in and out, cackling and shrieking to each other. And then they're going to see you approach, and they're going to yell curses at you in Infernal. I don't know if anyone speaks that.
Speaking Infernal.
What?
Was born speaking Infernal.
That's weird. But okay.
Well, I mean, tiefling raised by a bunch of warlock cultists.
Yes. This
what?
red thing looks over you with this scorpion stinger tail raised,
Normal
flapping its
parents
wings,
like everybody
and it
else.
shrieks out, "Worms! Worm food!" And before your very eyes, its shape changes into a raven and flies around, or is trying to fly overhead.
I'm gonna sacred just for the hell of it.
Okay. You go ahead and hurl your magic. It makes a save.
Doesn't do much, but it does something.
It will fail, taking 3 points of radiant damage. Okay. It lets out a shriek. Of angry pain, and it's going to turn and dart back into the house, from whence it has been chucking furniture and other objects that are all, candlesticks and plates that are all lying scattered in the street, broken. The other one, the raven, goes caw caw as it flies overhead. It definitely doesn't. It's unnerving in all of the chaos. Does anyone else want to do anything?
I'm guessing it's not within 5-foot reach of breath.
No, it's flying overhead.
There, you get out of here!
Yeah, I'm gonna start running toward the fountain. I assume it's this thing.
Well, that's what he was pointing at.
Well, yeah, and I'm gonna start running toward the fountain to see what is up with that.
Akira follows.
I'm going with her too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cody wants to put that up.
Yeah, so does Equidus.
Okay.
Prim's not
Well, the time has come. All right, so we're gonna try to. So I thought a long time about this, and I decided to take a risk and make another giant map, which means that the quality will not be very high, unfortunately. I decided it was better to have it precise to our image of Taurine than to have a higher quality map that was different. And it may not load, so let's give it our best shot. In order to reduce the strain on loading this page, I have left out some of the fires that I thought were, less important.
We did it, guys! We put out the fires!
But I didn't want to make this page impossible to load.
Guys, I wonder if... Okay, never mind. Although that portal thingy on top of the well sure does look familiar.
So does the guy guarding it.
Okay, I think we have to start... Yes. I'll move you guys a little bit back. Okay, now are there any questions about this setup? Because I know it's a lot to take in. You should be looking at this part of the map.
Alrighty.
So you can kind of see through the windows of the buildings all around, figures milling about behind the windows. You can't really, pick them out exactly. But you can kind of tell that, there's either people hiding from all of the chaos and destruction, or the places are being destroyed or looted. And yes, standing in front of the fountain is a familiar-looking creature, but you now realize, just even looking at it from this distance, that he the ones you faced in the dungeon looked a little bit different. They were scrawnier, almost as if they'd been wasting away. Or perhaps harmed by the silver dust that they kept complaining about, as you may recall. This one has no such issues. And stands grinning, staring at you guys as you run up.
Come, fight.
Hey, let's do it.
Do you have any questions about the setup?
Can we recharge our rechargeables now?
Yes, when dawn happened, you got 1 charge back on your items with charges. Haley asks, where's my character? She's right here.
Yeah, that was a little while ago. We were whenever we were.
Oh, well, okay.
And everyone has initiative disadvantage, right?
Well, if you have a level of exhaustion, at least 1, then yes.
Then yeah.
So you might have to edit your initiative after you roll it. All right. Does anybody need to edit their initiative?
I think Bella only rolled once.
She rolled twice. Well, I think.
Oh, she did, but the first one was lower. So she has a 14.
Did she say something about needing to take care of the baby or something?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Mavra, you got a 19 with disadvantage?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, am I supposed to roll disadvantage with 1 exhaustion?
Yes. Any ability
I-
check, which
I'm
is
sorry.
includes initiative is a
Okay. Then let me roll it again. What did I get that time? A 10. Okay. Where am I? Okay. Will need to move me down in the order, but the number there is correct.
Okay. Wow. Okay. All right, everybody happy? Everybody good?
I think we're good, yeah.
Excellent. I already did what he. So this bearded devil is shouting at you as you come running up, standing as he is by this fountain with a tear in reality in the midst of it. Mavra, despite your weariness, you are the first to react.
Okay. I'm gonna move. And ready my hammer.
All right then. When you say ready your hammer, you mean you're taking an action to ready an attack?
Yes.
Okay. And I assume that is if an enemy comes in range, you're going to smack him.
Exactly.
Okay. Your foe snarls.
Come on then. Come on then.
He's going to move there. And he is going to kind of hold up his weapon and use the dodge action. So he kind of takes on a defensive stance. And that will... the dodge action makes any attack roll against him have disadvantage and gives him dexterity saving throws with advantage. So he is just standing ready and grinning at you through that beard that curls and moves like a cluster of snakes, living things that reaches out almost like it wants to grasp and rasp you with the barbs in the living hairs. Bella, are you returned? Oh no, are we down to Bella? All right. I think we are. So we will hold her turn and jump to Krim.
Krim is going to move 15 feet closer, but she's kind of useless right now. So I I guess she can ready a firebolt. But that's about it.
What is the range of firebolt?
It's 120 feet. Oh, shoot. That's nice. So, do I shoot the firebolt? Is that okay?
Yes, of course it is. You sound better, by the way.
Thanks. It's, I had to, go into the settings and, do some special settings.
Okay, well, it's working much better now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, that sucked.
And unfortunately, you have disadvantage. The firebolt flies wide, going nowhere near the bearded devil, where he stands, grinning and taunting you.
Nice shot.
Bref.
Well, Breath is a very beefy boy, but he's also a very sleepy boy. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that'll be my turn.
I think your speed is actually halved, isn't it?
Crap, you're right.
So you could just move yourself 6 back.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, like I said, I'm a sleepy, sleepy boy.
I'm coming. I'll be right there. Right behind you.
Curls.
So, Akiri is going to duck around. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet, and
How many levels of exhaustion does she have?
1.
Okay.
Just 1. See how far away he is. Too far for a Sacred Flame, too far for anything else. So, Guiding Bolt. Just level 1 Guiding Bolt.
Alright then.
I know
So-
disadvantage.
Because of his dodge action.
Yeah. 15 though?
A 15 will hit.
I
14 radiant damage.
Yep.
Wha-bam. He wasn't expecting that.
it's 6 at level 1.
Yeah. Dude, Guiding Bolt is insane.
So not only that, but he is now guided upon.
So the next turn has advantage.
It's actually a straight roll because advantage and disadvantage cancel.
But that's super helpful in a case like this.
What color do you want on him?
We'll do yellow.
Alright then. So he is lit up. There's the bolt shows this guiding line, this streak through the air where it makes him glitter prettily, and he is not happy about it. But he has to deal with it. So, Cordy, you're up.
I'm gonna turn into an ox.
Okay. An ox.
It's a bold move, but I think it'll be cool.
It's certainly unexpected.
Dig it. I dig it.
You know, when in doubt, cows.
Fine.
Okay. So that's her action, I guess.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna move up 40 feet. Let me zoom in so I can like see what the squares are.
I mean, you're gonna move up.
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
Oh, great.
Move here, and I am a cow, and I'm just going to like menacingly breathe towards the danger.
That's
Alexis, you're the best.
I try to keep it fun.
A sturdy ox has appeared where your friend Cordy once was. Hey, Bella, have you returned?
Yeah, I just did.
Would you like to jump in and take your turn real quick before the round ends?
Sure.
Go for it.
Just kind of getting my bearings for a second here.
The bearded devil has been taunting you guys, saying, "Come at me," and mocking you, and he backed up and took a dodge action.
All right.
He turned into a bull.
I can see that at least. Okay, you know what? I really, really, really want this guy to shut the fuck up.
Oh,
I'm going to blow silence.
All right.
Centered on him.
Excellent.
that's
My somatic component is just to flip him off with both hands.
What's the range of silence?
120 feet and a 20-foot radius sphere. I think he's in 120 feet. Maybe not. Yep.
Is that the right size? No, one more bigger. His taunts are suddenly cut off as silence reigns, and actually, a lot of the sound, the crackling, you hear the fire and the roaring flame of this building right here. A lot of that sound is cut off as well because it cannot travel through the area of the silence.
Awesome. Now we can hear ourselves think.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to move slightly forward.
There are... I also mentioned that in the windows of all the buildings surrounding the fountain, there are many figures moving around behind the windows.
Can we tell if they're demon-y figures or human-y figures?
You
or...
can't possibly tell.
Alright.
Well, I suppose you could study it and like you could take an action to peer in through the windows or something like that.
I'm just going to move up there.
Other than that. Okay.
I'm done.
They're kind of hunched, shuffling figures.
Oh, fuck. Zombies.
Equitus.
I'm just going to move up my 30 feet up to there. And I'm going to stretch out my right arm, get a bead on Mr. Beardy. 120-foot range on Eldritch Blast, and I'm going to send some acid along with it.
Gotcha.
18 with disadvantage, bitch.
That's a hit.
So that's what should be without the crit. That's what, just 10 plus 2, isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, 12 points of damage. He looks like he's yelling something, but you can't hear it.
And that's my turn.
All right. Mavra. Yes, Mavra.
Okay, I'm gonna move again. Oh. Now I'm gonna move again. And keep my hammer ready.
All right, you ready? Another action. The bearded devil lifts one twisted clawed finger and, grinning, taps it against his head. Everyone make a knowledge history check. Actually, yes. Arcana, actually. So this would be an intelligence check, which you have disadvantage on, plus your Arcana if you have any modifiers
Well,
to
let's
that.
see, my Arcana's at -2, but my history is at -2.
Okay. For some of you, it may not make a difference.
Connor, history? Oh, well, they were both 0, and I got a 19, so we'll go with that.
But it would be a disadvantage.
Oh well.
You're all tired. Bella,
What?
you recall reading that many demons and devils have telepathic communication.
Okay.
Between each other.
Between
You-
each other, that's fine. But I want him to not be able to yell at us and not be able to cast anything that uses, like, voice.
He runs into the doorway of this burning building, seemingly caring not a whit for the flames that lick all around.
It's fair. You shouldn't be allowed to do that. I'd like to file a grievance.
Well, at least the portal.
All right.
I mean, I know that building's on fire, but
And he will take another dodge action for his action. Crim.
Sorry. Shoot, my guy's immune to fire. I'm just gonna move up to
That-
him.
Mm-hmm.
I am a slow cook currently. There's not much I can do right now.
Right, your speed is halved. Can everyone play for 10 more minutes?
Sure.
sure.
Yep.
Okay. We will call it in 10 minutes. No matter what.
Sounds good.
All right, Krim, did you double move or what?
Oh, I can double move for my action?
Yes, for your action you can dash, which gives you another move.
Okay, awesome. Then yeah,
So you
I'm
can
gonna
move another
move another
3.
15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Briff.
Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got something coming. Gonna get that portal, you got. Whew, out of breath. Okay. Whew. That's my.
Indeed. Curls.
Alright, so he ran into the fire, right?
Yeah, you actually can't really see him anymore.
That's fine. Let's.
You just cut out.
Yeah, no, I cut it off. Let's see. I don't have to spell magic on her and I'm salty. Alright, so I'm going to make my way closer to the something like that. Close to. I'm just moving with everybody.
All right, you can hear crashing and smashing sounds from inside the ancient market.
Can I see inside of it?
Do you want to stop and peer through the window for your action?
Not really. I just really want to get close to this portal. So I think I'll dash.
Okay.
And get closer.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. And yeah, that's my turn.
Cordy.
Alright. Well, I was hoping that we could outmaneuver him, but now it's gotten weird. So I think I'm just gonna run up as a cow would want to do.
As everyone knows. Oh, let me give you control of said cow. You now have control of the cow.
Okay. I would like count, you know. Cow's got 40 feet of movement, so I'll move the cow up here. And I am going to hold my action. And in the event that the demon thing comes within 20 feet of me, oh, you know what? No, never mind. I'm just gonna wait. That's gonna be my turn.
Okay. You can also hear crashing and smashing sounds. Perhaps not from the ancient market, but from the blind bottle, which is this building.
I note that, and I moo.
Got it. Bella.
All right. I'm going to move forward. And I'm gonna pull out my bagpipes and I'm going to play an inspiring ballad about a cow who saved a town and I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration to Cordy.
I move back in appreciation. Appreciate
Very nice. Equitus.
Fucking love this game. Okay. You know what? I am going to. Am I close enough to a window on the side of this? This is
Yes. The ancient market.
the ancient market. Okay, I am going to run over here and I am going to peer in a window because I am just that curious.
So you kind of grip. I'm described the ancient market in the past. It has like the stonework abruptly shifts like around the middle of the building. So you kind of because it's like older stonework on the bottom. So you kind of grip that and push up and lean over and look inside. Inside, you can see these things milling about like fleshy masses of almost like burned, blubbery, horrible things. They're just kind of like... There's like a weird organization to them. It looks like they are kind of standing in rows. And it looks like they were, until recently, clawing and scratching and smashing everything. That's what they look like. But now, can you see that?
Yes, I can.
Now, they are standing at attention, looking in a northeasterly direction.
Okay, and this map is oriented where north is up?
Yes.
Okay.
There is a compass somewhere, I think.
Okay. You said they're looking in the northeast. Okay. Can they see me? Have they noticed me?
They're not paying any attention to you.
Okay. I'm gonna duck back down. I guess that was probably my action, right?
Yes, that would have been your action.
Okay.
But if you want to... Yeah, go ahead.
Then I'm just gonna move up. I don't know where I want to go. I'm gonna go up to... I'm gonna go just over here. Here.
Okay. You can see the door is barely hanging on one hinge. It's been smashed.
Okay. And I'm
Mavra.
gonna sort of tell everybody what I saw. Hulking things, like, covered in, just in like, sacks of, I don't know, monsters, hulking, crazy things in here.
They look like evil fat men slowly melting.
Yeah, like waxy, gross-looking things. Yeah, okay. That's it.
Mavra. You've just been informed of gross-looking things by Equitus.
I think I'm gonna walk up to the portal and take a look at it.
All right. When you get that close, or as you approach, within about 10 feet of it, you feel this pull. And you feel this wind, this hot wind kind of pulling you in. A very shocking, kind of different feel to the cold snow that is still falling here and there all around. And the ash as well. It's kind of pulling you in. I'm going to need you to make a strength saving throw. All right, well, we can leave your character where she is, because you would have made the saving throw when you got there. So you get pulled up next to it. And now you are staring into this swirling vortex, the depths calling to you. Something interesting lies down there, surely. Something wonderful and fascinating, but it's pulling you with this wind, and you're pushing back and resisting. It's this hot wind. It's melting the snow that falls into it. Do you want to do anything else?
No.
Okay.
Right. Candy, don't
right.
trust it.
It is at this moment that the Lemures, which have been looting and smashing the buildings all around, come marching out of the buildings, coming to attack you.
Uh-huh. Oh, God. They're everywhere. They're literally everywhere.
That maybe they're illusory.
One way to find out.
They certainly don't seem illusory as they kind of ooze their way forward, slowly, painfully, melting as they come, shouting things that aren't words. Blah, 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 blah. Blah,
It's
blah.
gonna be difficult, guys.
Yeah, I think we're... This is pretty high level.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Blah, 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 blah.
Alright,
And on this dramatic moment, I'm afraid
Dun dun dun.
that the session is going to come to a close.
Boo hiss.
As the devilish devil trap is sprung.
Okay, so guys, next session, remind me to pull out spiritual weapon. Because I've been meaning to the past 3 sessions since we leveled up, but haven't.
All right. Well, that's going to be it,
Afraid
folks.
we're gonna lose Mavra to a freaking yawning portal of the abyss.
And she's like our best girl.
Yeah, no.
Hey. I'm the other one around here who's allowed to yawn.
I thought you were about to say, "Hey, I'm the best girl."
That's what I was expecting too.
So I'm the beefiest boy.
Okay, so Breph's the beefiest boy, and Mavra is the bestest girl.
All right, guys. Well played, folks. That was really fun.
This was really, really fun, guys. another fun one.
It's stressful.
This is an interesting dynamic, like the constant exhaustion adds an interesting layer to every encounter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Next.
Some of these fights that wouldn't seem like they were that big of a deal become much bigger deals.
I have to say, if there was one dynamic that was really, really appropriate to Mother's Day, it was not sleeping.
Yeah, it was a theme. That was on purpose. All right. Well, I really, really hate to stop and go to bed, but needs must. So thank you very much for playing. Thank you, Jeremy, Emily, Paul, Alexis, Haley, Danielle, and Kirsten. You guys are awesome. Thank you, the man with no screen name, chatting in Twitch chat, and anyone else who watches this now or later. Good night, folks. Thank you so much. That was a lot of fun, and until next week, I am turning off the stream. Bye-bye.